Everyone eats sandwiches. Every culture. Since Jesus Christ himself, people have been putting meat in bread. Have you ever said you watched the Sopranos?
I'm gonna be real with you.
Get out.
Some things you just don't want to know. It's like when you're a kid, you start thinking about Santa Claus when he gets about 9 or 10, and there's a little turning point when you think, I don't even want to know. Let me just believe he's real. That's me. It's like having a kid. I don't imagine you have a favourite kid, but I imagine they've got their mood.
Cheers again, brother.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
But this is the era we all grew up, so it was like obviously the first age that we wanted to put a shop.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
So that's why we done it here. And I, to be honest, quite like the smallness of it, because it is a bit New Yorky, a bit hustle and bustle. There's a place in New York called S&P, and it's just, I think it's on Fifth Avenue, and it's like this shape. It's like a long, skinny thing, and everyone's just like crammed in. So when this gets busy at like 12,
it feels like
everyone's crammed in, and there's kind of like a hustle and bustle, grab and go.
I was saying yesterday to someone, genuinely, people ask me, it's like, obviously because I'm always eating different things, it's like, oh, what's your favourite like snack on one? I'm like, nice bread, butter, and a bit of sea salt.
It's gotta be.
And I'm just smoking a whole loaf.
Do you not
easily?
A secret behind every good sandwich: oil and vinegar. It's essential. If you go to America, you go to Jersey Mike's and you ask for the sandwich Mike's way, you put red wine, vinegar, and olive oil on it. Right. Okay.
Let's get involved.
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
People love it in here because we're kind of like Sopranos inspired, and obviously Gabagool plays a big role in Sopranos. Have you watched the Sopranos?
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm
gonna
have to keep it real with you. I can't even lie.
No. So Gabagool is basically like it's an Italian cured meat called capicola, and Gabagool is like the Italian-American slang name for it. But it's beloved on the Sopranos, so we wanted to make a dedicated sandwich to it, basically.
I'm so glad I asked, because I would have forgotten this whole time just thinking about what he's talking about. I'm so glad I was honest with you, because I was so close to like, because I feel like it's like that, the Godfather. There's a couple classics I've missed out, but...
There's loads. Have you seen A Bronx Tale?
No. This is what I'm saying.
I've got a story about that. Wow.
There's a few classics. I have not seen The Godfather. Like
No.
This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna be real. I don't know why all my confessions. I don't know what my confessions are coming out like now, but.
Okay, I'll talk you through the bread there quick.
Yes, please.
So the bread, and what's so important to Derek's is the bread not just being like a vehicle for ingredients. That's what I find a lot of sandwich shops is that they cheap out on the bread, and it's like the main part is the ingredients, but it's not. For us, it makes up, if you physically love the sandwich, it makes up like a good portion of the sandwich.
It's not spoken about enough, really, is it? I guess that's a large majority, yeah, 100%.
So our bread, we use Plattsville Bakehouse, which is a local independent and from literally around here. He has a boss story. He started his business in lockdown, and he was just making bread for his neighbours for free. And then they loved it that much that they said, we'll keep doing it and we'll buy it from you. So he perched up outside his house and started doing it. And then it got bigger, and then shops are like, we'll get some sourdough from you. Long story short, he's just got a bakehouse now, churning it out, unbelievable bread. This bread baked every day, fresh, still warm.
That looks sensational.
And this is a recipe unique to us, so we've worked with him kind of
with this,
with the bread being like, we want a bit softer, it needs to be a bit crispy, it needs to be a bit this, trying it with different sandwiches.
So what's inspired this one? What made you come to this conclusion with this particular bread?
Well, this for us is just kind of like it's a classic hoagie. It's a classic New York style hoagie. So that's how we want it, basically like a slight crisp on the outside, but really soft on the inside. And it was important to us that there's like literally no preservatives in this bread, and it's important for us that our number one rule is we never drag anything over into the next day. Every single piece of bread is fresh every day.
Wow.
And we sell out every day, and it's done on purpose. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you make more butties? What are you doing? It's like, because one, we minimise waste. Two, it's just absolutely chocolate, and people love it on the hour end of the lunch hours. A lot of people come in for it, and it allows us to be able to use fresh bread every single day. I don't want to have to use. We would never freeze bread and never get bread out the next day. Do you know what I mean? It's freshness every day.
That is. Yeah, there's something that just it plants a seed in your mind that just when you're going in, that just elevates the excitement for a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? You know that you're going in, it's like, right, cool, I'm going in a fresh. Nice, one of these powerful, take me through it, otherwise I'll talk about bread all day, because I really could. Okay. Best snack, the best snack.
It's unbelievable. It's 100%.
And then once you start getting balsamics, then we'll start.
Yeah, you know what? We'll start off with the pesto.
We start with the pesto.
This absolutely yours. Get a little closer.
I love a pesto.
Green pesto, unbelievable. On the bottom,
Now, is there, obviously you were going to go sauce on the bread, of course, it just makes sense. Is there do's and don'ts of the layering system?
100%.
Okay, please take me through that from your perspective.
It's like engineering buses, because if you don't layer it properly, if you have one bite, it'll all go out the other end.
That's a point. That's a great point.
We like to put this on the bread because, I mean, don't get me wrong, if it was going to sit there for a bit, you'd be like, oh, it's going to go soggy, but they go quick as soon as it's made, it's out the door and someone's eating it within 10 minutes, do you know what I mean? The balsamic glaze.
I think that's quite a nice little setup as well. You get people that are just literally coming in from work, just stopping in, just queuing up, get a little, that's quite a nice little experience, I think. Quite a nice little, feels like you've almost created a little bit of an atmosphere in it nicely as well, trying to bring it from that New York sort of vibe with people. That's cool. It's not easy to do that, to be honest, because it doesn't just happen, you know? Think when you just walk down anywhere, think how many flipping restaurants there are and cafes and shops and with just no one even in them. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard out there.
Let alone to create a sort of a feeling, a vibe, a mindset when you walk into a place. So it's cool to do that.
I think, you know, what we've always felt, and think, you know, you probably agree, is that sandwiches are universal. Everyone eats sandwiches. Every culture puts some sort of meat or vegetable in some sort of bread. Since Jesus Christ himself, people have been putting meat in bread and eating it. It's in the human DNA to love sandwiches. That's what we always say. Do you know what I mean? It's never going out of fashion.
This is a strict passion point of mine. I believe in, it's funny you said it like that, because I always just say bread and meat. Like bread and meat in any context of cultures is the best. Like when you really boil it, this is what it all is. So life is a big sandwich. Literally. So I'm glad that we've drawn that conclusion together.
We'll start off with the first meat then for us. Veroni salami. Unbelievable. It's beautiful, big, fat, round pieces of salami. That's just always a nice little base layer, and that kind of just like secures the sandwich at the start.
When you made this, did you try different numbers or different things? Is this like
everything's got specific numbers, so there's always 4.
Because that is like fitting like weirdly perfect.
Thinking,
well, there's circumferences and whatnot that we're adhering to.
And then next, tomatoes. 3 of those.
I didn't even realise till recently that it was a common thing to not like tomatoes, and I had lived in my life just thinking they were one of the best things. I would just snack on cherry tomatoes all the time. And then I just started realising everyone around me hates them. I don't get it. It's a texture.
It's just I don't understand that. You don't really have that much of a strong taste of them.
It's like one of the lessons.
One of my most favourite things is like pan con tomate now in Spain, where you just grate the tomato with garlic and olive oil on toast, on like a sourdough toast.
Modern seasoning, literally flipping.
If you're not seasoning your sandwiches, then I don't know what's.
Everything. It got to a level where I was saying the other day, it got to a level of concern for me, to be honest, because I'm starting to think I'm using a lot of salt. I'm starting to think this is not great. But it's nice. It's just nice, and it's nice, good quality. It's coming from the sea. It's coming from down the road. It's not even that far away from me, Malden. So it's like that looks beautiful.
That's the main event.
That looks delightful.
That's the big show. That's the gabagool. And you know, it's unbelievable.
That commands a level of respect when you look at that, doesn't it? It does.
This is honestly.
That is a beautiful.
It's a joke.
It's a beautiful animal. That looks like it's grown up on just some nice green fields. It chilled out in its life.
Unbelievable.
If you have a look at it here, it actually looks like sort of mountains. You see that?
Oh yeah, little ski slopes.
Yeah, little ski slopes.
Marbled. Yeah. You need it. Marbled.
Literally, you got
melt in your mouth.
Marbled ski slopes. This is what we're talking here.
Butchers.
Perfect.
Legend, that guy.
That's nice. So you
fresh
the
meat.
local, the bread,
This is what I mean. Cool. This is what goes into our sandwiches.
Was that planned? Was that little interaction?
Just on cue.
Planned.
But like,
cheers, Dave. There's 20.
I always wanted to like. I think I'm gonna do it like a little photo documentary just to show the manpower that goes into it as one of our sandwiches.
That's really cool, actually. Breaking down every step. Yeah.
Your sandwich starts at 3 in the morning because the baker's up at 3 in the morning. He's making the bread. That's the whole process goes on for like 4 hours. And the bread gets delivered here. We've got a veg man that goes to the market at 4, gets his fresh veg every morning, drops it to us. The butchers are up, all local independents, you know what I mean? The butchers, Hogan's, he gets his stuff, brings it to us.
100%.
And then there's the chefs, and then it's everyone involved, and the front house guys, the final serve it over to you.
This makes you feel like, I can't stop saying it now.
Rocket.
This just makes you feel like You could eat anything below that rocket, and now you feel healthy because there's a bit of green in there.
Rocket for me, I mean, again, it's not just a piece of green, just without any thought. Rocket's a very peppery, like
100%
salad leaf. You know what I mean? That's why we picked it to go on.
I think that's sometimes why, with Rocket, when I've got that in the fridge, I'll just chuck that in any sandwich easy, just because it's got a nice crunch. But like you said, it's just peppery.
This is the secret recipe behind
This
every
is
good
the
sandwich for me.
Yeah.
Oil and vinegar, red wine vinegar, olive oil, mixed Italian herbs, and a garlic clove to sit in it. Unbelievable.
Garlic clove to sit in it. That's a nice, what do you call that? Viscosity.
Yeah, it's just like a nice, it gets blended up.
I'm proud I've remembered that word.
Viscosity.
I think that's
a good one, that.
I think that is
sounds right.
No, but it is, because I just thought it was going to be a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice little thickness to it.
Yeah. Then finally,
Yeah.
the prosciutto.
That's beautiful.
Lady. There she is, that's what we are. That is the one we're known for.
Has it been difficult for you to sort of start running this, operating it, or has it been sort of, you managed to pull on different strings from different people? And
So I've got business partners, you know, me two partners, Adam and Dom. We all kind of have different roles and it works, do you know what I mean? And we've got like a lot of dedicated staff that like, you know, we rely on basically. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. Especially like the likes of Kez and Jamie, just, I mean, I'm not going to name them because I can't miss anyone else. But they're like so dedicated and they're in love with Derek's as much as we are. That's massively important for us because, you know, it is a lot, not just like a normal, you know, just clock in and just crack on. I know it sounds like it's only a little sandwich shop.
There's no clocking out.
It's really big what we do in terms of like the amount of people we serve and what we want to do with the business and the vision that we have for the business. We want this to be all over the country and we believe it can be because of the brand and the product that we serve and how much people just love it when they have it and they experience it. It's got a bit of people say to me like it's got a cult following, and it has, to be honest with you. People like, once they're invested in and they've tried the sandwiches, they're like, sick. The more we open, there's more ideas and there's more new people we meet, and loads of ideas for sandwiches come from people like, he's like, why didn't you do that? Or someone will come in and add something to a sandwich and we'll go, no, it's a good shot.
What's the best one that someone's just come in and just asked for something a bit rogue, and you're like, you know what, that's good. I've not thought of that. Because that's
people put like
switch
like up mayonnaise. So we got the grinder sandwich is like probably the most popular one we do. We'll try that in a minute. And like people swap out like the mayos for like sriracha mayos, and they'll add different bits of salad in it. Someone added red onion to the Reuben, and every time I have it now, I add red onion.
Red onion.
Joke.
I'm a big fan of the red onions. I know people don't like raw red onions, but I think it takes it places.
Yeah, it does. You know, it does. Cold raw red onion, not cook it in.
This looks like I keep catching eyes with it.
Can I give you a little wrapping lesson?
Yeah, no, please do.
This is something we're thinking about. We always laugh to each other and say, you want to wrap this sandwich so it looks like a gift wrap bottle of aftershave from like John Lewis or something.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's meant to be a premium product. So you want to wrap it nice. You don't want it to look all battered.
See, even just that annoyed me because you've done that pretty quick, and
like one of the R girls in a chippy, like that.
That's what winds me up, because when you look at it, you think, right, it was only just a sheet. It can't be that difficult. And I'm the worst at wrapping presents as well.
No.
I'm not good. So, and this is actually a very important element to it, because when you when you get a nice wrap to it, and then it sort of condenses a little bit, you know, and like you said, when you eat it doesn't just all come out.
But there's like a nice balance of it. I don't want, we say to lads, don't wrap it too tight, don't like squash it.
So it's just
do you know what I mean? Because you still want that bread
100%.
to be bouncy. And that's what she looks like. She's done.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
Christmas special, little Paulie.
That's
holding
it.
the Derek's.
Yeah, that's it.
You have more Sopranos, yeah, but when you do, you'll look back and go, that was sick when you had the thing.
I knew that was from a character, so I knew that was cool, but I don't have the context of the fella yet.
I'll get a few more out and we can try different ones.
Perfect.
Together.
That sounds good. That sounds good to me.
This is the one. This is the absolute. This is the key to my heart.
This is me. This is very much me. I can just see this.
Wow.
This looks phenomenal.
Gonna get right up in there. We've got to get them layers. Wow.
That is a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
That cheese on the top as well.
Oh yeah. So, challah bread, Swiss Emmental cheese, big juicy dill pickles. That's the essential, the big fellas. I'll show you. Chef, can I get one of them pickles out, a whole one?
I couldn't be more of a supporter of the pickle. I couldn't be more of a supporter.
Pickles. Sauerkraut, Reuben sauce, which secret recipe, can't really divulge too much into it. But basically,
ask no more questions.
It starts out
no
with
more
them.
questions.
On the bottom.
That rarely happens. When you just everything. That's incredible.
There was a bit of thought behind it. Like,
what can you tell me?
It's got the classics. It's got mayo, 2 types of mustard,
11 secret herbs and
tomato
spices.
sauce. It's got like a load of different sauces in it that make it.
I lost nothing.
One
That's all I need to. That's all I need to.
That's
But the bread, like I was saying earlier, old Joe's has had that bread. Unbelievable. It's my favourite one.
The bread's a joke.
Yeah, this is my favourite one.
It's sweet.
Whenever
it's
I
fluffy.
saw that, and to be honest, I even forgot to tell you, they used to use that for the school sandwiches.
No
so then,
way.
because they used to pack their own sandwiches,
Unreal.
they used to use that bread, and then
Yeah, look at these absolute
Christ.
torpedoes. You sink a ship with that.
they are
Look at
perfectly,
them, mate.
they are perfectly symmetrical as well.
That is.
That
as
just
far
looks
as
like a
pickles go,
snack to me.
bro.
That looks unbelievable. Look at those.
These, they're like, they said just like, I mean, if you want
Can I
to,
just
feel
have
free
one?
to just scram them.
Yeah, can I just have one of those?
Yeah. Best ever. You just can't, again, you cannot sleep on the pickles, because we've had it before when we've got another type of pickle in, and we can.
It's like a
we notice
perfect crunch,
chew,
sweet,
juicy. Like you could
Mate,
bring
it's
that
a
out.
power.
Now, when it runs through the sandwiches, is why this sandwich is just so nice, because the beef's dead salty and the cheese is dead salty, but then you've got like the sweetness of those pickles.
I don't
and the juiciness.
understand how it's not leaving. It sort of like creates some barrier. I'm eating this. I'm like, this is crazy. It's like
mad.
it's got an internal chew for it.
It is mad.
I ain't got to be too precious about it. We'll chuck it half eaten.
How do you want to eat stuff? Do you want to do you want to bite into it?
Maybe just cut in half and then we'll.
No, what? I'll wrap it.
Yeah?
The easiest way to eat this.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And what I do say to people normally when they have this one is, try your best. I know you'll be tempted, but try your best to leave it in the packaging for 5 minutes, because it carries on cooking and it gets a bit like the moisture kind of locks in and it softens the bread even more, and it just
I believe that as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a few things out there. There's a few things out there that when you just, for whatever reason, when they just get left a little bit longer than they need to, they just do a little thing, this little marination process after it. To be honest, I actually, most of the food I eat when it just past hot. It gives it a little bit of time just to
settle a little.
Just settle a little bit, let it come down. I think when it's piping hot, you lose a bit of the flavour, do you know what I mean? Wow, look at that. That is picture perfect, isn't it? That is beautiful.
The layers.
Look at that. I feel like even the tinfoil starts saying that, bro, I need to get involved with
Yeah,
that. Look at that. It's like, I need to just, it's just sort of fell in line. That is a beautiful damn. There's nothing better than just seeing the perfectly created cross-section of bread and meat.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers very much. Thank you for having me, mate. You bring me into your home, you feed me me sandwiches and iced coffee. This is way to my
That's
heart.
what it's about, brother.
This is way to my heart.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Salty, sour, sweet, warm.
That's silly.
It's all going off. You want it?
It's silly. I didn't even know what to think of that sauce. I didn't even know what it was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to eat. I don't know what it is.
It's like, what would you say it
I
is?
don't
How would
want
you
to
describe
know.
it?
I don't want to know.
It's like,
I don't want to know. There's some things you just don't want to know. It's like when you're a kid, you start thinking about Santa Claus when he gets about 9 or 10, and there's a little turning point when you think, I don't even want to know. Let me just believe he's real.
Yeah.
I'm just believing. I don't even want to know what's in the sauce.
That's the one I can eat any time, any day, any day. You can have that for breakfast, you know what I mean? It could be a breakfast sandwich as well.
And I don't even care. It's all down me. I think sometimes, and even myself, I've been guilty of it, sometimes you find something that you're excited about or whatnot, and maybe divert from the original plan or passion, and it sort of just takes a bit too much time, energy, and you can't do it to the best of your capabilities, and just put someone in that position that can do,
lessons in it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, do you know what I mean? It's like,
True.
Sick. There's loads of sick ideas.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
100%.
There's so many, we've all got sick ideas, but you can't just do everything, can you? Do you know what I mean? I seen a sick thing in New York on the wall in a pizza shop, and it was like, we do one thing better. We only do one thing just better than everyone else. I was like, sick. That's what we're trying to do in here. We just do sandwiches.
And coffee.
Simples. People know what they're getting. You know, one of the main things.
I loved that.
When we were opening this, you know, the guy who created Chipotle, talking about like choice paralysis for humans when they go into somewhere and there's too many options. It overwhelms you and you kind of get like, oh. 100%. So he kind of created that like 5. He's like, don't give people more than 5 options. So that's when you're into Chipotle. It's like wrap, rice, veg, meat, salsa, sauce, whatever. You know what I mean?
Option
like,
paralysis.
Just keeping it like
100%. Yeah. That's the thing. And mate, I even have that 100% when I'm overwhelmed. And especially the worst thing is when you go to a restaurant, bar, whatever it is, 1,000 things on the menu. And like, first of all, my mind goes, oh, you don't do 1,000 good things.
No.
You know, like, you don't do 1,000
I'll tell you what,
good
it ain't
things.
fresh. It can't be fresh. You can't have that many ingredients sitting out fresh.
No way. That one always throws me off. When you start going in places, it's like, right, we do kebabs and burgers and pizzas. I'm like,
whoa,
I'm out. If it's before 5 a.m, I'm not trying to eat there. You know? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, let's try the gabba go. Yeah, we can roll into this one.
It's the perfect.
I think that one's good. We meant to try this one. Wow.
It's just the seasoning on that one. It's just absolutely spot on.
Yeah. Perfect, isn't it? Sort of the salty, the sour, like I say, just.
Because I like things salty, but it's just that perfect amount where it's not too much, but it's just enough.
Yeah.
And then boom, you get a little bit
it's
of
a proper cure of that. People come with like a hangover sandwich. You just want sort of hot,
it just
salty,
does everything,
meaty.
every level. Yeah, it does. It just ticks a lot of boxes.
So this one here is the grinder. This is easily the most popular sandwich we do. Really? We can't physically do enough of them. Like, people love them, and honestly, it is
we
great.
literally cannot make enough of these
sandwiches. So I'll just run you through it. On the bottom, there's tomato tapenade, and then salami, pulled chicken, and then we make our own ranch dressing with chopped roasted red peppers, herbs, garlic, mayo, and then we mix it to order like a slaw with red onion, shredded lettuce, and then we go in with prosciutto, Emmentaler cheese again, and then honey on the top to make it sweet, and then this is the one, lad, I swear.
So this is the most popular one?
I'd say so.
What, it's not that?
I mean...
Why, is my question. Is there?
I don't know, lad. I mean, so you eat it first, then maybe you'll say...
I don't know. You know what it is? Because genuinely, I would usually just go in and probably...
This is, well, the Reuben's unique.
It's just that warmness, because it's not sort of like a big breakfast sandwich or anything, but it's just a warmness, so it's like that side of things, you know? It's like you're having a bit more of a substantial breakfast. It's a little bit warm, it's a little bit hearty. Oh, that is a beauty. That's beautiful. Yeah, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. That's picture perfect. Because that is gorgeous bread, isn't it? Oh, flipping off. Just poked it right.
Cheers again, brother.
Cheers. Thank you very much. So this is the winner.
That's what they say.
I've never constructed a sandwich that's so well proportioned. Like I can't even get into it because the tinfoil is too perfect. There's no imperfection into it. It's actually difficult. There's care and attention in that for sure.
Wow.
What's that? Like, what's that?
You're on that journey though.
Like, what's that thing that's happening?
Salty, and then you got the sour again, and then you got that sweet again.
Stick in there. What's like that thing in the middle that's just like constant?
What
is that? I don't even know what it is, but there's just like
the ranch.
It's just like, I don't even know, but there's just like this nice flavour that just sort of sits in the middle the whole time. I can't even really work out what it is. It's delightful. That is delightful. So, how was this one inspired? Is this a popular one in New York? I've not necessarily even seen this one as much, to be honest.
Nowhere else does this sandwich apart from Derek's. I've never seen anywhere. I think it's popular in America. There's other ones that quite like it. A grinder, I think they call it a grinder because it's got everything in it, ground up. This is kind of like a refined grinder.
The honey
makes it
when it hits the onions. That's like I'm getting the caramelized onions, but just raw. I never even thought of doing that before, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, that has to have. What? This didn't have onions in it before?
Yeah, no, it did.
Oh, it always
So
did.
the one we had before is the one I put onions in when I get it. Do you know what I mean?
because that's powerful.
Nice, innit?
Yeah, I never even thought of because even if you make like a little onion gravy or something, just before you make obviously a little bit of honey, obviously you cook them down. I've never thought of just chucking it on a little bit of, on a raw sandwich like that.
I used to make the lads, you know, when we would be filming and stuff like that, and we get all the BlockAsset team together, we had a little toaster in our little kitchen, and we'd have like brie, honey and prosciutto sandwiches. Honey on the sandwich. Again, it's medieval, bread and honey. So it's in the DNA.
Are you trying to get me some cult?
No.
Are we going to be like Liver King?
We're
going to be like Liver King. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on what that is. It just.
That's why it's called the grinder, because it's like everything ground up. You know, it's all kinds going on in there.
But the thing is, it's a lot, but it's not busy. Do you know what I mean? Like everything sort of has its place, has its purpose, which I like. Sometimes when you see people, they just pack sandwiches, and I feel like they just put too much in it, just for the sake of making it.
I don't like that either.
All the bits and bobs sort of thing.
Yeah.
Rather with that, it's thoughtful of what's what. That honey, that was a revelation to me. I never even thought of that ever.
Honey marries her.
Yeah, that's delightful. What one's my favourite? In truth, I'll be honest. I think that's not even a what's my favourite. I think it's just a what's my mood.
It is.
What's my mood?
That's a good shout, lad.
I think that's all. I don't even think it's like having a kid. I imagine.
Can't choose your favourites.
I don't imagine you have a favourite kid, but I imagine they've got their mood.
Yeah, when you can be arsed with one, you can't be arsed with the other.
My mood for that one at the moment. But
that's great, that.
This one's gorgeous.
That one's nice.
This one's the prettiest one.
Yeah, 100%. I'd say so.
100%.
So this and the Reubens, the ones we kind of started with, these are like the OGs. You know,
this is gorgeous. This is everything you want.
This is it.
They really are just so. Even the bread. This guy's just started in lockdown.
He was a baker before that. I think.
In my head, he's got a little ready go.
Yeah, they are, Andy. I might be butchering your story, brother. I'm sorry, but he was a baker beforehand. But I think he worked in supermarkets on a bigger scale, and then refined it back down and grew his own.
Because I'll be real, I see those guys working away in Morrison's, in the back, in the bakers.
Some graft, some bakers like it's graft.
It's some graft, but they don't make bad bread. I go in there and just get a nice little loaf. I'm happy with that. That pesto.
That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We've got oil and vinegar dripping off, but it's not soggy. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, 100%. That bread is unbelievable. A little closer.
Look at that, it's amazing.
It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Ready?
That's me.
How are you? That one a bit of you.
This reminds me. This legitimately reminds me of my childhood, because anywhere we used to go, my mum used to make literally these. It was this recipe she used to make. She used to see way back when, where it was like breakfast picnic loaves, they were called, where you get a chia batter, and you essentially cut it into layers, and it's basically this exact filling in a chia batter. You wrap it kind of tightly in cling film, and then you cut it into slices, and then you just get that little slices of this.
Gorgeous.
And this is just absolutely phenomenal. This is phenomenal. So this is not only delicious, this is like nostalgic as well. So that's like double flavour to me.
Holds a special place in our heart, does the gabagool. When people come to Derek's and they order a gabagool, I know they're a true Derek's person. You know what I mean? You don't get blindsided by the glitz and the glamour of all the other ones on the your grinders, and you go into the old faithful gabagool.
Pesto's just where it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's just where it needs to be. It's not even...
The glaze is the one. Sweet.
It's not crazy, because that's the thing with pesto, it's a strong flavour. And sometimes it's easy to just taste nothing or taste too much. Yeah. That is unbelievable. I've got Anderson Paak in the back. I feel like that's the only person I can hear in my ears when I'm eating this. I feel like that's been staged. I feel like there's no one I need to hear more than Anderson. Yeah, that is phenomenal. Yeah, again, that's summer to me. Like, that's very summery.
It is a summer sandwich. It is. People
but
still get it.
I'd eat that every day still. And I feel a bit healthier maybe.
I think people, it is a fresh sandwich.
Yeah.
It's not as heavy as the other ones.
It's light.
It's a lighter sandwich.
Super light.
Do you know what I mean?
And you even like the mozzarella, it's light, the bread's light.
To be honest, I do think like as far as sandwiches go, the bread's made with no preservatives and nothing. Like the bread's as healthy as bread can be. Andy's really like on the ball and passionate about like his morals in making bread. Like he doesn't put any shite in the bread whatsoever. So that with just cured meat, homemade pesto, tomatoes. What more do you want, lad? It's good for you. I think.
To be honest, I actually forgot about this one coming up, but this one is actually phenomenal. Just because it's fresh, it's just light. Again, it's just like a mood. It's like you can come in and it's like, right, you've got 5 moods really. I think that's science, to be honest. I think you've maybe reverse engineered the science of this. It's like, again, the choices. You have limited choices, you have limited moods. You have like 5 moods. Happy, sad, melancholy, like summery, bit vibey. I'm probably coming in with this if I'm feeling a little bit fresh about myself.
Yeah.
A bit more self-loathing.
A little Reuben, maybe I'm getting
a Reuben. Maybe I'm getting a Reuben, you know? I think it's science.
Heavy?
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful.
I'm actually convinced my fella's not doing it. I think the partner's broke.
No, you are, yeah, go on.
I'm not asking for like...
Man is just on absolute fire out here with that.
Asking for flipping...
I'm just button bashing the fuck out of it, I can't lie to you.
What, do you think there's strategy in mind? Is this season just dead?